I bought this last year. I've been wanting to do a review on it, and today we're going to look at it. There's a few different things that I've done to it since I've had it that I feel like it works best for me, and it may work good for you. So there's some things I like about it, and there's some things I don't like about it. We're going to discuss it. There are some reviews out there obviously on this climber, and I'm just going to give my opinion on it, and hopefully maybe it'll help your setup. Packs down really tight. I think it comes in around about 20 pounds, which is not bad. Maybe a hair less considering what I've done, and I'll show you what I did, which that probably took a little bit of weight off of it. And so let's get it on this, well, I guess you can call it a light pole, and get it set up, and we'll go over everything. Alright, today I'm going to ask a question before we get started, and I'd love to hear your feedback and comments. And the question is, who got you into hunting? How old were you? And what did you hunt for? I guess a three-part question technically, but I wanted to see, when did you start? What age? Who got you into hunting? And what were you hunting for? I know for me, it was hunting with my dad. I believe I was somewhere between 6 to 8 years old, the best I can remember, and I believe it was squirrel hunting. Was the very as far back as I can remember. And obviously we dove hunt, squirrel hunt, a lot of small game. My dad wasn't a big game hunter when deer hunting. Got into that a little bit later. So I'd love to hear your story and how you started and who got you into hunting. Just put it down in the comments below. We're hopefully going to have some good content coming up this year, and so just hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and get those notifications when I post new videos coming into the season. Alright, let's get started on this video. Here's a couple things that I changed when I got the climber. The first thing I did, I took off this bar here. This is obviously where you would sit and climb up a tree with. I guess you could pop it up, use it for a shooting rail if you wanted to. But I do not like this in front of me. To me, it's just all in the way. I just don't like that. I do not really sit and climb. When I climb up a tree, I just use my forearms here, and so I just don't really see any use of this for myself. So first thing I did is obviously I removed this. Here is the original seat, the XOP seat that come with it. And this right here is, to me, going to be the biggest flaw. To me, it was not comfortable at all. I tried everything. I tried lowering it down, bringing it up, but it's just, for whatever reason, I could never get comfortable with this seat. So this year I have decided to use what I have used on my other climbers, which is like a replacement of the old man seat, net seats, which I find to be comfortable. I have no problem sitting comfortably on these mesh seats here. So I have removed the original XOP seat and added this old man replacement net seats. You can get them on Amazon, I believe is where I got this one. I'd say probably around 30 bucks, something like that. Another thing that I did not like about the seat is that thing was, when you're trying to climb a tree, it's flopping down, it's getting all in the way. It just makes it cumbersome going up the tree. Where with the net, you could push it back. It's much smaller, so it gives you obviously a lot more room, and it doesn't seem, yeah, it hangs down a little bit here, but It's not near as bad as the seat, but in my opinion, I can never get comfortable with the original seat. Here's another thing that can be very irritating with this seat is you got these straps here that pulls down on this top seat here to keep it from obviously dropping. But you can see it doesn't take a whole lot. You bump this and it will just fall on you real quickly. Now when you get it set up on a tree and you get some tension on it on this bottom platform, you can see obviously that that's why you kind of need these straps to kind of hold down to pull this seat tighter on that tree. So I would say that's something that can be a little irritating. You got to be careful with that. Alright, now I'm going to knock the camera off the tripod and we're going to look at these traction belts and how they work and how it sets up. Alright, so what we would do here, it's locked in place right there. We would unscrew this down where this would pop up and this would release the traction cable. Okay. Push the traction cable to your tree, push down, and screw back. I have no problem with that, so no complaints there. Works pretty well to me. Okay, let's look at some other stuff here. Okay, this right here, these slots is another thing that I found can be real tricky when I first got the stand. And I noticed that when you were trying to set the stand up and pop this out, for example, these, alright, this would be flattened out. So when you would go to try to pull this up, it just did not want to come up very well. Now when I first got the stand, this was much stiffer than it is now. I've noticed that sometimes you have to pull in to slide these to where it'll set up. So what I did is I lubricated these channels and just kept working them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, over and over and over again to get it to where it would slide in these grooves a little bit better on the setup. Sometimes they would get kind of hung up and be kind of stiff. So that's something you may want to look at when you first get the stand. Just kind of keep working with it. Like I said, I lubricated these channels to where they would slide a little bit better. This platform, I love the platform. I have zero complaints. It's got good room. I'd say it's pretty solid once you get your weight on here. So I would say that's good to go on the platform. The seat, let's come up a little bit. The seat, I wish this, I would say I wish it was maybe a hair wider. You know, it's a little tight, I would admit, and I'm a smaller frame guy, so I can deal with it. It's fine with me, but if you're a larger frame, you may find it to be a little problem. It may be a little small for you. This cut in here, which allows you to pitch it a lot more into the tree, gives you more space as you're climbing the tree. So I definitely like that. Let's close this thing up on this review, and I'm going to approve it. I'm going to say it's good to go. And the biggest issue I had was the comfort of the seat, which we've discussed. And with this change this year, I hope that I'll be hunting a lot more. I do run some old man climbers. I have a Hunter's View, I believe it is, which is similar to a Summit. It's mainly my go-to climber. It's under 20 pounds. It hooks up quick. I've been using it for many years now, and it's just become a staple in my arsenal of climbers. But hopefully this year, with the seat change, we'll be going to this a lot more, because I do love the pack-up feature of this, and it carries well. So, and the platform, all that stuff, solid. So with these changes, I hope it helps you, something you can look at if you're having some issues with that, with this. And we appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.